plumbing is one of those trades that most people rarely think about until disaster strikes. When the toilet backs up in the middle of the night, when a pipe bursts on a Sunday morning, or when the water heater fails just as winter begins, the only person who can save the day is the plumber. More specifically, the emergency plumber. And here's the surprising part: many of these plumbers are not just fixing pipes. They are running profitable businesses that can bring in serious money. But the real question is, can you actually make $10,000 a month as an emergency plumber? Or is that just a myth that looks better on YouTube thumbnails than it does in reality? Let's go deep into the numbers, the expenses, the lifestyle, and the challenges of running an emergency plumbing business. By the end, you'll know if this trade is a golden opportunity or a stressful hustle. Why emergency plumbing pays more. The first thing you need to understand is why emergency plumbers can charge so much. Normal plumbing jobs are scheduled. They happen during business hours, and the rates are predictable. But emergencies are different. These calls come at night, on weekends, or during holidays, when no one else is available. Customers in panic mode are willing to pay 2, 3, even 5 times the normal rate just to get their home functioning again. For example, a clogged drain during regular hours might cost $150. The same call at 2 a.m. on a Saturday could easily cost $400 or more. A burst pipe that floods a basement might start at $500 and go into the thousands if water damage mitigation is required. The reason is not greed, it's supply and demand. Very few plumbers are willing to be on call 24/7, so those who are, capture the premium. The startup costs of becoming an emergency plumber. If you want to reach that $10K month mark, you need to start with some serious investment. Plumbing is a licensed trade in most regions, which means you cannot just buy tools and start charging people. You need certifications, apprenticeship hours, and in many cases, a contractor's license. That process can take years, but it is what allows you to legally run jobs, pull permits, and hire employees later on. Once you're licensed, the equipment is the next big expense. A reliable work van alone might cost $20,000 to $40,000, whether new or used. Then come the tools: pipe cutters, threaders, augers, hydrojetters, cameras for sewer inspections, welding and soldering kits, wrenches, torches, safety gear, and more. A fully equipped plumber's kit can cost $10,000 to $20,000. Add insurance, permits, uniforms, and initial marketing, and the startup costs for a one-person emergency plumbing business can range from $40,000 to $70,000. The monthly expenses, like any business, once you're up and running, the bills keep coming. For an emergency plumber, the main monthly expenses look like this: vehicle costs, fuel, maintenance, and insurance on your van. Easily $30,500 per month. Supplies, replacement pipes, fittings, sealants, valves, and other parts. Around $1,000 to $2,000 depending on jobs. Insurance, liability insurance is mandatory. Some plumbers also carry workers' comp if they employ others. $400 to $700 monthly. Marketing, Google Ads, local SEO, and 24/7 call answering services are essential. Budget wonders $1,000 to $2,000. Licensing and subscriptions, trade memberships, permit fees, and software for scheduling and invoicing. Around $2,000 to $500. Phone and office business line, internet bookkeeping. Around $2,000 to $400. In total, a solo emergency plumber might spend $4,000 to $6,000 per month just to keep the business operational. Service rates and pricing structure. The key to hitting $10K a month lies in how much you charge. Most emergency plumbers have two-tier pricing. Base hourly rate, $100 to $200 for normal calls. Emergency surcharge, extra $100 to $250 for after hours, weekends, or holidays. Common jobs and what they bring in. Clofter hours at $300 to $450. Burst pipe repair, $500 to $200. Sewer line blockages, $600 to $500. A water heater replacement, $500 to $500. Toilet replacement, $300 to $700. The beauty of plumbing is that many jobs require parts that cost $28.50, but the service itself commands hundreds because of the urgency and expertise involved. Revenue streams beyond emergencies. While emergencies pay well, no plumber relies only on late-night calls. Most mix emergency services with scheduled work to stabilize income. Here are the additional revenue streams: maintenance contracts, regular inspections for apartment complexes or businesses, installations, toilets, sinks, showers, dishwashers, water heaters, sewer camera inspections, often $200 to $500 per call, Commercial contracts, restaurants, hotels, and retail stores that need reliable plumbers. Subcontracting, working with general contractors on renovations and new builds. Having multiple streams of income ensures that even if emergencies slow down, the business continues to generate steady revenue. Inside the numbers, can you really hit $10K a month? Let's run the math. Imagine you're a one-person operation. Average ticket size for emergencies, 400. You do 5 emergency calls per week, 20 calls per month, $8,000 in revenue. Add 10 scheduled jobs at 300 each, $3,000 in revenue, total in $11,000 revenue. Now subtract $5,000 in expenses. Your net is $6,000. Not bad, but not quite the dream. Now imagine you scale slightly. 8 emergency calls per week, 32 per month. You 800 revenue, 12 scheduled jobs at $303, 600 revenue, total of 16,400 revenue. Subtract $6,000 expenses. Net 10,400. So yes, hitting 10,000 net per month is possible, but it requires both volume and premium pricing. The lifestyle of an emergency plumber. Here's the truth: the money is good, but the lifestyle is tough. Emergencies happen at the worst times. 2 a.m., Christmas morning, Sunday dinners. If you're the only one on call, your phone is always a ticking time bomb. That stress wears on family life and sleep patterns. Physically, plumbing is demanding. Lifting water heaters, crawling into crawl spaces, working in freezing conditions, or dealing with raw sewage are all part of the job. Burnout is a real risk if you don't manage your schedule carefully. However, the flip side is rewarding. Every job you finish feels like you saved the day. Customers are often extremely grateful, and the income allows you to live comfortably. For many, the trade-off is worth it. Scaling beyond a one-man operation. If you want to earn beyond $10K consistently, scaling is necessary. That means hiring additional plumbers, apprentices, or even just call center staff to manage incoming jobs. A small team of 3 plumbers can easily triple revenue if managed well. Here's a simple example. Each plumber averages $15,000 in monthly revenue. With 3 plumbers, you gross $45,000. Labor costs, wages, benefits, and $20,000. Other expenses are $10,000. Net profit, or $15,000 for the business owner. Scaling also allows better work-life balance, since calls can be rotated among the team. The biggest challenge is maintaining quality, because one bad job can ruin your reputation. Competition and customer expectations. Emergency plumbing is competitive. Customers in panic mode usually turn to Google and call the first few names that pop up. That means local SEO and paid ads are critical. You need hundreds of positive reviews, a fast, answering phone line, and a reputation for reliability. If you miss calls, someone else will take them. Customer expectations are high too. They want immediate response, clear pricing, and guaranteed fixes. One mistake, like arriving late, overcharging without explanation, or leaving a mess, can lead to a damaging online review. The best plumbers build trust through transparency, warranties, and professionalism. Marketing that drives calls. So how do emergency plumbers keep their phones ringing? Google local services ads. Pay-per-lead system that puts you at the top of search results. SEO-optimized website with phrases like 24/7 emergency plumber near me. Call, answering service, because missing a 2 a.m. call means losing 500s. Referral programs. Builders, property managers, and real estate agents can send you steady work. Branding. A clean van with your logo parked in visible areas is free advertising. Marketing is not optional in this business. It is the difference between making $5,000 a month and hitting $20,000. Risks and liabilities. This trade is not without risk. Water damage can cost tens of thousands. And if a plumber makes a mistake, the liability falls on them. That's why insurance coverage is non-negotiable. Safety is another concern. Plumbers often work with gas lines, hot water systems, and confined spaces. Training and proper equipment are essential. There's also the financial risk of burnout. If a solo plumber injures their back or gets sick, income stops immediately unless they have staff or subcontractors. Building systems that don't rely solely on one person is the only way to make the business sustainable long-term. The roadmap to 10K months. For anyone serious about pursuing this career, here's a realistic roadmap. Year 1, apprentice under a licensed plumber. Learn the trade and work toward your license. Save money for startup equipment. Year 20, launch as a solo plumber, focusing on local SEO and emergency services. Expect to make $4,000 to $7,000 per month as you build a reputation. Year 3 to 4, refine your pricing, invest in better equipment, and build relationships with contractors and property managers. Start hitting consistent and 10K months. Year 5, hire staff, expand your fleet, and dominate your local area. At this point, the 20K, 30K months are possible if you scale properly. If you are willing to build the skills, invest in the tools, and sacrifice some sleep, emergency plumbing can absolutely deliver 5-figure monthly income. But remember, the real secret is not just unclogging drains. It's unclogging your business model so that the money flows as consistently as the water you fix.